Is it working now? Is it working now? Thank the Lord. Sorry, I hate when I do live. Like everything was working and then it just didn't when it went live, and it wouldn't accept my microphone input. It wouldn't do it. It's just so weird how many times things like that happen. It's whatever. It is what it is. It wouldn't be a proper DCP live if my mic wasn't muted at the beginning. Hands up if you have seen hands up if you've seen the first episode of the Secret Wives of Nine Lives of Idiots. Have you seen it? Here's the issue. I did the dang video, right? I did it and it was great, and YouTube won't let me play it. So that's what I say to you, YouTube. Okay, well, Shitney's the villain, that's for sure. So if you want to see the video, I've got it on my Rumble thread. So if you go to my community page, I've got it linked to my Rumble. Rumble lets you play whatever. Rumble doesn't care. YouTube cares, obviously, but Rumble doesn't care. So if you want to go watch the snark on it, go watch it at Rumble. That's all I can tell you. Like I don't get paid to do it on Rumble. Sucks, but whatever it is, I'm not letting the snark go. I'm not going to put a video out because I don't get paid for it. It is the snarkiest video I think I've ever done. And these women are full of snark. All they are is snarky. It's so bad. So here it is. Here's episode 1 in a nutshell. Okay. Like they filmed this one, in my opinion, way before the arrest. So it was right after the scandal broke about them soft swinging, right? And so they filmed it all, and it's like really terribly filmed. It's not really well done. And then they weren't going to pursue it because, of course, these losers are just disgusting and they're boring, and they're not. It's so crazy because they're all trying to be what Hulu wants them to be for the drama purposes, but they're just not. They're just boring. Okay. Yeah, Donnie watched it. Thank you for watching it. I think Jenna watched it. A bunch of my mods watched it. But please go watch it because it's funny. Yeah, the filming and editing is trash. If you don't know what soft swinging is, everything but. I mean, how do I do this? It's everything but. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you very much, Cactus Raymond. I appreciate that. Yes, that's a good idea. So anyway, so basically they filmed it before she got arrested, and they weren't going to pursue it. Apparently they weren't going to pursue it until she got arrested. Okay. And then they threw that in the show at the end of the first episode. And then it's like the big soft launch in episode 2. So in my opinion, I think that it's in these women's best interest to create drama and do crazy things for a television show, for them to continue on with it and get paid by Hulu to do the show. It is imperative on them to be idiots, to create drama, to spill their tea, to throw their husbands under the bus in order to create drama for Hulu. Yeah, this is the thing that I talk about in the snark is like, everybody's kind of on Taylor's side because she's like the center of attention of everything. Whitney, which I call Shitney, as you'll see in the video, is the drama. But Taylor doesn't deserve this either. Like, I'm sorry, everybody, and hands up if you think I'm wrong about this, because I think most of you are women in here. Okay, if it was a dude who committed domestic violence against his partner, throwing chairs at her, throwing objects at her, and hit one of his kids, would the world be so quick to forgive and be like, well, she's working on herself? Is that how it would work for a dude? He's working on himself. That's in the past. So stop talking about it, because every time I bring it up, her stands are sitting there saying she's working on her. She did the time, she worked, and no, I'm sorry. It's not. Instead of being canceled like she should have been, like a dude would have been, he probably would have been in jail. Okay. Instead, she gets rewarded with a television show where she gets paid millions. That's what happens instead. And I am not for it. Okay. I am not down with that. And I'm not saying that the guy should be alleviated for doing that. I'm saying, no, he should be punished for it, should be in jail, should be canceled for it. But she doesn't. She gets a show. And so the opening scene is like her basically saying, hi, in the shittiest haircut you ever saw. I can't show it. I'll get struck instantly. Okay. She has like this 80s haircut and it looks ridiculous. Taylor. Okay. So first of all, as you continue to watch episode 1, 2, because I have not even touched episode 2 yet. As you continue to watch, she is actually stupid. She is as dumb as shit. This woman, okay, is dumb. She's not smart. They just stumbled upon this because they're thirst traps and they all look the same. Okay. So anyway, it opens up with her being like, we're soft swinging and all this kind of stuff, and just creating the drama, as the writers and producers need to create the drama inside to say, oh, is this working? Okay. To create, like, that the directors and producers are sitting there saying, say these things, do these things. So she sits down with this other girl who I think I think she said she calls herself a bad bitch. I don't even know her name. Okay. That's how unforgettable they are. Okay. But the first thing she does when she sits down is say, I don't have a sex life with my husband. That's it. That's how they open the conversation. She's like, my husband doesn't have sex with me all the time. That's literally how she opens the conversation. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. What happened to my screen? I lost my screen. Hold on, guys. Sorry. There it is. So, yeah, if you get it, go watch it. I'm not going to say I'd rather you didn't. I'd rather you watch me snarking on it, but whatever. I understand why people want to watch it, right? I should have watch parties. I honestly should just have a watch party. I know that YouTube will strike me. Like, they won't strike, like, I won't get a copyright strike, but they won't monetize the video. But like, maybe I'm going to do a members only watch party. Like, we'll just watch it together. Because I can't spend time making videos. Honestly, that's not going to pay me. It's not going to work. I can't do it. It's just not worth it. So I'm going to do a members only watch party for the rest of the episodes on online. Members only, and my Patreon and my members here can come watch it with me, because at that point it won't matter. Like, I got to give something to my members. I only give them early videos and I want to do something anyway. So continue on. Yeah. They had to retake that first shot 40 times. The producers probably nearly about to make true crime on themselves. This is the thing about these types of shows too. They're all they're fake. Even though the content might be real, these women are coached into saying what they need to say. And a producer might step in and say, no, I need something juicier. I need you to, or they might take them aside before they come into these conversations where they sit down at a restaurant and they like say stupid shit. It's so stupid. Patreon too. Both Patreon and YouTube members will be able to come on my members only and watch it. Okay. So does I'm working on myself count as a free fast? No, that's the thing. The whole she's working on herself. It's crazy because you'd never say that about a guy who was a criminal who committed domestic violence. You wouldn't be like, well, he's working on himself. It just never would happen. Okay. So I'm going to do a members only, like tonight. I think what I'll do, episode 2, if I have time, I'll try my best. I'll let you guys all know, members only watch parties of these shows together, because we can do that. And I really don't care, right? I'll do it on Rumble. So I'm signing up to be members right now. That's hilarious. So watching it together live and snarking on it, I think is going to be really fun. So anyway, the show continues on. So then she says I don't even know the blonde girl's name. She literally looks like one of the girls from White Chicks. You remember the movie White Chicks? She looks like one of the sisters. It's just completely basic, completely a clone of every other blonde woman on earth. Anyway, so that conversation is done. then Taylor goes to her mom's house. And here's the thing that's pissing me off about this. Okay. Here's the thing. She goes to her mom's house, and there are so many people in the comment sections on Reddit and on the video that's like, your mom's mean and she doesn't. Oh my gosh. Consider this for a second. The mom's just like, you're my daughter. It's not okay. It's also not a mother's job to only just be a cheerleader for your kids. Now, that's part of a mother's job, to be a cheerleader. When your kid's doing great things and trying different things, and you want to cheerlead on your kids and be like, good work and work harder, and I'm so proud of you, right? You want to do that stuff. Okay. But they're throwing shade at her mom for being like, you're a disgrace. Like, the mom basically sat down with Taylor and said, you're a loser. How are you 1 month after a divorce going out with another guy who had a fentanyl addiction? And now and she did, this is before Taylor even told her she was pregnant. The mom already hates this guy because Taylor is refusing to work on herself. She's refusing to see any, and also Taylor will never take any blame for anything Taylor did. Hell no. Any tier of any membership will be able to come watch. Okay. Any of my members are eligible for my early content. So any tier of any membership, guys, you can come, we'll do that. We'll watch it together. So, all that to say, the mom is just like, I'm not happy that you're making these decisions. And the mom gets like panned on the internet, like big time. And I'm like, no, the mom is correct. Again, yes, you should be a cheerleader for your child, 100%. Okay. But you shouldn't also be like, well, when your kid is making stupid decisions, you shouldn't be like, well, I'm still going to support you no matter what. That's not how this works. You're trying to, your kid is coming to you with all this stuff, and you're going to be like, no, you're good. That's silly. And it sounds like she enabled Taylor for most of her life and now is just done with it. So then Taylor drops the bomb, like, I have to take a pregnancy test, even though like they're confusing the timeline of all the pregnancies and everything else. And she's like, I might be pregnant. And the mom just walks away. Good. Okay. The mom is based here. Should not be panned. That's the way it is. Taylor is a disgrace. That's it. Taylor doesn't deserve this platform. Taylor is a loser who threw a chair at her daughter. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, the Mormon accents are just, it's a no-go. So so anyway, that whole thing is all set up anyway. They're trying to get the genuine reaction from the mom. Everything you watch is filmed probably multiple times, okay? It's all fake. Welcome all new members. Thanks for joining. I think it's gonna be fun to literally watch together and have some fun. Because I like to blind react. I don't want to watch it first and watch it with you. I want to watch it with you while we react. Okay. So, anyway, all that to say, so after that happens, then the Mormon gigglers get together where they literally just talk shit about each other or whoever's not in the room. They just talk shit about who's not in the room. At this point, it's Taylor and Whitney, and who I call Shitney. Shitney is hilarious. Okay. Shitney becomes the like de facto villain. And I honestly believe that she thought she was going to come on the show, tell her side of the story, and be someone that people liked. Okay. I'm not sure what time tonight, but I'll say probably around 8 my time, maybe 7. I don't know. I'll post a thing. So anyway, they're sitting there talking crap, and then Shitney's on her way back from Hawaii. And so they're like, oh, she went away for 2 months. She said she moved to Hawaii for 2 months. That's just a vacation. That's just an elongated vacation. And she said she left because of the swinger drama that was going on. But it ends up happening that her husband was cheating on her on Tinder and sending nude photos and probably doing not live streams, but like videos with other women and everything else. Yeah, this will stay up. If you can't make it a live stream, now I got to private the live stream because I'll get struck. So we just got to do it. If you close your eyes and listen to them at the table together yapping, they sound like one person talking to themselves. But I give them all sorts of nicknames in the SNARK video. You got to go watch it, okay? Hey, let me get the friggin' let me get the link so I can just post it here while you guys are sitting here. So anyway, they're all talking crap about what is soft swinging, and then when the one girl is like, who has the Jizz hair salon, she literally named her hair salon Jizz. It's so, guys, I want you to go watch my video. Like, the SNARK is, they're so easy to snark on because they're so fickle, they're so dumb, they're so full of themselves. Oh man. What I'll do after the live is I'll upload the live to Rumble. I'll try my best. I don't want to like leave anybody out, but in order to do things like this, I have to make it work that way. I'm really sorry, but I'll try my best. Here's the Rumble link, everybody. The jizz hair is so funny because she's like, if that's what you take away from my sign that says jizz on it, then mine's in the gutter. Meanwhile, these women, all they talk about is sex, like literally. Like that's it's the jizz hair salon. And I don't care what anybody says, okay? And she did that on purpose. So I don't even know who Jesse is. Like, here's the thing: I can make them all sorts of nicknames. One of them is Crooked Lips. One of them is Raccoon Eyes. So yeah, members join up. It's gonna be funny. I think this is gonna be really fun. So we're all sitting there. It's going through the whole thing, and it finally gets to the situation where Taylor comes and sits down with everybody, and they talk about the saw swinging and everything else, and they're just talking shit about each other. Then I think it shows Whitney and her husband crying, and her husband has like 6 different haircuts by like the halfway through the episode. I think that they lied because I think they lied. And this is why. So she sits down with her husband, and she literally, okay, Whitney forces her husband to give away all his dignity. And he doesn't deserve dignity anyway. He's an asshole. Okay. He cheated on her. Okay. And there's never excuse. I don't care how bad your wife is. I don't care. Okay. Be a man and break up then. If you want to cheat, then just leave her or leave him. Don't like be in a relationship and cheat. That's all I'm saying. Clearly, they're not compatible. Clearly, he is not compatible sexually either, is what I'm saying. And they allude to all this other stuff. Anyway, he has to admit on camera that he like, yes, he was on Tinder cheating on her, and I'm working on myself and crying. He's like, I don't care what anybody else says. But here's the thing about the show that pisses me off the most is a lot of these women are already throwing their husbands under the bus for the drama of the show. These husbands sign up for that? No, but they don't care either because they're getting paid, right? You know what I'm talking about, Crooked Lips? You're like, I call her Crooked Lips because these women, okay, let's be real, they are all beautiful. Like I'm not gonna lie, they're beautiful women. They're all full of plastic and they're fake, but they are like they're, as the world sees them, they're beautiful. So I'm just looking for anything to nitpick on, and then that it's gonna eat at them. It's just gonna eat at them. So this is true. They at one point, some girl walks into the kitchen when they're about to meet with Whitney, and I'm like, is that Taylor? You can't tell the difference. They all look the same. Okay, so anyway, after she literally throws her husband, makes her husband like admit on camera on Hulu, on Disney, to the world that he actually finally did cheat and that they went to Hawaii because he cheated, which I don't understand. Like your husband cheats, so you go to Hawaii? Like that seems like a reward to me. So yeah, this is it. They're pretty. They're pretty girls, but they're soulless. Like they're vapid. They're pretty, but that's it. That's all they have, and that'll fade, and then they'll be lonely old disgustoids when they're older, right? Like it's not going to last forever. So anyway, they sit down. Whitney finally comes over, and he's like, she admits to everybody in the room that yes, my husband was cheating, and all the girls are just like, oh, we already knew. Like basically, like okay. And then Taylor, you can sit there and see Taylor is like, whoo. I'm not the only asshole here cheating, right? And then, no kidding, okay? Taylor sits there and is like, okay, now that Whitney's done her thing, because this was all supposed to be all about Whitney. Taylor like says, oh, I've had an ectopic pregnancy or something like that, and I might lose the child. And then everybody's like, oh, Taylor is so sad. And then Whitney's like, are you effing? Like, when they go back to them sitting in their room by themselves where they talk about what just happened. And she's like, are you effing kidding me? And she was so upset that Taylor stole her thunder while she was talking about her husband cheating. That Taylor, it's honestly, Whitney is being set up to be Holly Holbrook or whatever from The Help. That's who she literally is. She is the villain. And I honestly believe, and I'll come back to this, that Whitney thinks that she was going to be redeemed as the not villain on this reality television show. I honestly think she was going to be like, I get to tell my side of the story. People are going to like me. I'm likable, damn it. No. Okay. Taylor, I hate both of them equally, but Whitney sort of edges her out a little bit just because of who she is. And don't forget, Whitney's the one that did that video where she's dancing with her baby next to her his RSV, and she's doing this stupid dance, and it went super viral. That is who Whitney is. She's the one that did that, where everything is content. With all these people completely exploit their children, and everything is content. Okay, I'm missing some stuff. People are saying funny stuff. Sorry. Hoeing around is not cheating. I mean, I'm cheating is just like cheating on your spouse. Like, yeah, like I don't know. Is there an Aaron in here saying something? I can't see who. The Utah girls are Utah. So anyway, a lot of them allude to going to church, but let's be real. They're like surface level Catholics or Christians like anything else. They're not actually Mormon. Okay, none of them are. None of them adhere to any of the Mormon principles whatsoever. Just being on the show alone shows you that they're not Mormon. I don't know. There's so many people talking about the video, but I hope they come for the live stream. Wait till you see Whitney trying to say it wasn't for attention. Tell me. Oh, you live in Draper? Oh, are they all like this? Yeah, okay. So I see what Donnie's saying. They're not cheating if they have open relationships and then they don't. And then so the whole rule with the thing was that they all had an agreement that they weren't going to this, but they were going to do everything else, which it's not cheating if you have an agreement. I agree with that. Consenting adults saying that they're opening their marriage, everything else, it's not technically if you follow the rules and you've all agreed to it. I do agree with that. But Taylor stepped out of that agreement and she was cheating. So that's what she says she was. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I want to snark on Shitney. Like, I want to make so many videos on Shitney. I just want to know anybody who knows the deep rabbit hole of Shitney, you let me know. And I want to like every video, I want to snark on her so badly. She's like the new Micah Stauffer snark, like Doherty doesn't. She is the worst of the worst. Like, oh, you love to hate Shitney. You love it. She makes it so easy to hate her. And it's like the smug looks, the damn hair. She's wearing this red thing right now where her belly, it's what? Where did you even, who made that? What is wrong with you? Yeah, I know she's pregnant, but the thing that she looks like the Kool-Aid guy breaking through the wall. Don't do that. Like, this, just like, be real. Nah. I mean, Shitney's evil, but she's not ugly. Alicia is like, damn. Okay, like, whoa. What? Walk into a room with her, you're like, oh, I thought, where are we? Is it a haunted house? So, yeah, Whitney knows how to play the victim, but doesn't realize that people can see right through her victimhood. Like, they see right through it. So bad. She's so bad. So anyway, so it goes on after they sit down and they get all upset about that. Then I don't know what happens after episode 2, but then the episode ends with her arrest. And they literally gloss over in the show, and I think this is probably have to do with Taylor, is that they gloss over the fact that she threw a chair at her daughter. They just showed the arrest. They didn't say what really happened. They just said it was between her and Dakota. They glossed that over, and I'm pissed because they wouldn't do that for anybody else. They are coddling Taylor and trying to make her the good guy in the show because she's the star, right? But that wasn't cool. Because if they were being honest about this, they would say she literally threw a chair at her daughter. It's not cool. That's not cool. They all have pillow face too. Every single one of these women, every single one of them have had work done to their body in some form or another. Okay. I think only a couple of them have had breast implants, but every single one of them have pillow face. Every single one of them. And it's getting old. Okay. No, it's not. So Taylor cheated because she steps outside of the agreement, which was we're not going to intercourse with other people, but she did. They also gloss over how scared Taylor was of Dakota and Peter Pants. It's all toxic. Yeah, they do. They gloss over it all. And Taylor might have been scared of Dakota, but Taylor was the one that was drunk. Now, I know the type of drunk that Taylor is. Right? We've seen it. Okay. She is a drunk who gets hammered and wants to fight. She gets upset, and if you don't give her what she wants, she freaks out. This is the type of mother I grew up with, okay? That's who I'm seeing. Now, Dakota isn't, I don't think, any better here. He wasn't drinking nor doing anything. She came home drunk. He probably got pissed that she did that because another scene in the show was she sat down on a date with Dakota, okay? And they're going through it, and they're just being all lovey-dovey in front of the camera. It's so fake. It's disgusting. It's, like, disgusting. And then she's like, he looks like Jake Gyllenhaal. Are you kidding me? He looks nothing like Jake Gyllenhaal. Don't you dare ever say that. This guy looks like, have you seen Jake Gyllenhaal? It's probably the hottest guy in Hollywood. Okay. I'm not gay, but Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay. And Ryan Reynolds and Henry Cavill. Anyway, all that to say, they're sitting there in the day, and he's like, because I'm a recovering addict, it is a life and death situation for me to not be around somebody who drinks and parties and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, it's kind of a deal breaker. And then she's like, yeah, and then after it cuts to her talking about herself, she's like, but I'm going to get shit faced tonight. Literally, that's what she said. So he lays it out for her and is honest with her. But obviously he's not being honest, because then he just continues to be in a relationship with her when she goes and gets shit faced all the time, right? So that's what's happening in this whole episode 1. So please, here's the link. Go watch my snark on episode 1. It's a thing of beauty. Okay. I snark a lot, but I'm proud of the snark. Okay. Not related, but like true crime? Have you watched the Netflix docu-series about Lacey Peterson, the peacock? I don't know if I watched that one. But anyway, so that's kind of a recap of episode 1. If you've seen it, like, I understand why people want to watch this. Okay, I get that. It's drama. Everybody likes drama. Everybody likes to see that other people are shitty and that you're not as shitty as them, so it makes you feel good about yourself, right? Sorry, I'm just reading comments. Yeah, these people all exploit their children they're not family vloggers. They're mommy thirst trap TikTok Mormon vloggers, but they all exploit their children. All of them. Every single one of them do. I mean, I think that's why people like to watch train wrecks, right? It's something you don't get to see. People like to look down on other people just because we are humans and that's what it is. We want to know that we're not as bad and that we would never do something like that. And so when we watch that, we're like, I would never. It makes us feel good. But the psychology behind it is that it makes us feel good about ourselves because we're not as bad. It's the same reason that people love to watch people spend exorbitant amounts of money, because we can't do that. And we're like, that's something I would like to see. It's like something you don't get to see very often. It's like spending vicariously through somebody. People love to watch people spend money. Does anybody here like to spend other people's money? Like, if you've got a budget to do something, is it not like spending other people's money is interesting? Maybe that's just me. But anyway, yeah, Mormons very close to Scientology. Another thing, if you want to touch on the Mormon thing about the show, again, they always show the church into the show. All the scenes, the cut scenes with the drones, it's always like a Church of Mormon. Like, it's always like an LDS. The church, these people, again, they're not Mormons, guys. They pretend to be Mormons, and this is my opinion, because they want to capitalize on the Mormon audience. Mormons, if you don't know this, generally flock to Mormon content because they feel like it's safe. Sorry, I just burped. They feel like it's safe. And so Mormons will watch other Mormons because, like, these are my tribe. And there are millions and millions and millions of Mormons. Just look at any Mormon family vlogger, any Mormon influencer. They have a massive, almost built-in audience just because they're Mormons, right? Oh, I've done lots of religion deep dive videos. Sorry. The church has nothing to say about this. The church, and apparently hasn't made any comments about it, but the church, for bad or good, the church is not going to say anything about this because they're not going to disavow. But I think if any of these people are card carrying members, which I think only maybe 1 or 2 of them are, they're about to get excommunicated real quick. Like, they're not going to be welcome in the temple. They can't have tea or coffee, but they can drink Coke. I think it's the hot aspect. I got Mormons in there in my chat saying that no, they're not allowed to have caffeine, but I think it's the hot aspect. It's really weird. Let's be real, everybody. Mormons have stupid, weird rules that have nothing to do with holiness at all. Okay. Yeah, I would love to just go there and visit. So if you're wondering how like, again, I come from a Christian theology background. Okay. I grew up Christian. I was a pastor. I went to Bible college, 2 of them. Not saying that I'm a scholar in biblical principles whatsoever, but I know my theology as it pertains to Christianity theology, okay? The thing that pisses me off the most about Mormon theology is that they claim to be Christian, and they're not. They're more of a cult than anything else because they add things and take things away, okay? For example, the Book of Mormon. That shit is a lie. It's 100% a lie. And if you asked Mormons and they were honest about the answer and say, look, the world is ending. You're going to survive, but everything is going to be destroyed except for one of these two books that you choose. Which one are you picking up, the Book of Mormon or the Bible? And if they're honest with you, they're picking up the Book of Mormon. It supersedes the Bible, by the way. That just alone and that one theological standpoint makes them a cult. Okay. The weird traditions of them of doing temple things to become a member. The secret handshakes, the secretness of the whole thing. Hear me out. There is no such thing as a church that should have any secrets at all. If you're representing Christ, why are there secrets? You think Jesus, you think God wants your church to have secrets? Are you serious? Think about this for a second. Okay. And I've done a video on this before. My church did this to me. Well, tried to get me to sign a non-disclosure agreement. If any of you out there go to any church, I don't care what religion it is, okay, and your church has an NDA on anybody that used to go there or used to be staffed by them for any reason, a non-disclosure agreement where they sign that they're not going to talk about it, you walk away from that church right now. Oh, boom, boom, she's sleeping. Yeah. You've been just one to Annie? I haven't watched episode 2, but I'm going to live stream it, Annie. So come on and watch it with us, okay? So anyway, going back to the Mormon principles. Okay, so think about this for a second. They have secrets. And again, I'm telling you, if your church has a non-disclosure agreement you should be able to ask your leadership. And if they lie to you, then you should leave anyway. Leadership should not be lying to you. But you should put a request into your church and ask the leadership of your church, does this church have any non-disclosure agreements against anybody? And if they do, you should walk away from that church. Definitely stop tithing to that church, okay? Because they're spending your money hiring lawyers to silence people. You understand? That's bullshit. The Mormon church is full of secrets, okay? Also, they believe that like hell doesn't really exist. And I'm not sure actually where I land on that theologically either, but not the way Mormons do. The absolute lowest of the low is that you can float in what's called the outer darkness as a smoothie, a TK smoothie. You don't have any genitals. That's their hell. I mean, that seems pretty bad, right? But you don't get to be on a planet with your family or whatever. And then there's levels of planets for heaven, depending on how good you are as a Mormon. I kid you not. And if you mess up on earth, that's okay, because they can pray for the dead. They can baptize the dead. That's not biblical, everybody. Okay? That's absolutely, that's occulting. That's an occult. It's a cult. And don't forget that the whole religion is based off one 14-year-old dude who went into the woods and found some books. And he's the only one, he stuck his head in a hat with some rocks, and he was the only one who could decipher this. And the Book of Mormon is born. The guy was a pedophile. Okay? Any religion, hear me out. Any religion based around a leader that's a pedophile, throw it in the garbage. Everybody agree? Everybody? People pick things as a religion because they're stupid. Where is it? Donnie says this. Why would anybody pick that as a religion? Because people are stupid and looking to belong. Now, the one good thing about Mormon churches and churches like this in general is that they have a great community of people. A lot of them are good people. They're trying to be good people. They want to believe this for a reason. I don't know. Yeah, I did read this in my video. Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints posted on their website, some portrayals are fair and accurate, but others resort to stereotypes or gross misrepresentations. And yeah. Oh, Holly. I can't tell you how many churches I know specifically that have NDAs for people to not speak out. Churches, like Christian churches. So anyway, I could go all day long about the theology of Mormons and how it's wrong. And here's the thing. When Mormons are trained to go into the neighborhoods and talk to people, all they are trained to do is fight in theological terms. Their faith is fake. And so when they go and someone's a Christian and says, well, what about this? What about not adding or taking anything away from the Bible? They've got an answer for that. Years and years and years and years, they've just been like, we give all these answers for all the shit that we put out. They change their rules all the time. They used to be super racist. You couldn't be in the church if you were black. Now they changed it. They change everything. Okay. It is a church that has like $100 billion stored away somewhere. $100 billion. They take, and if you don't tithe, you can be excommunicated, and you can be like, it's so disgusting. The Mormon church is one of the most disgusting cults in the world because they claim to be Christ centered. That's the danger of it. Like, if you want to go to a cult and you want to be like part of Scientology, they don't claim Christ or Jesus, nothing like that. The L. Ron Hubbard was the one who discovered Scientology by writing a book about a spaceship in space creating dolls. Their whole religion is based around a science fiction novel by L. Ron Hubbard. So, it's a cult. It's clearly a cult. It's based around that. Whereas Mormons are like, no, we're Christian. Come on over. We have the book of the King James Version of the Bible. And they trick you. It's trickery. Okay. And that's what sucks people in because they claim Christ. And that's what's wrong with it. So I can go on this forever. Okay, well, if you're not following the Mormon principles, if you're a card-carrying temple recommend carrying member of the Mormon church, are you telling me that if you don't follow the principles like tithing, like not drink coffee, like not wearing your garments, like doing all these things, you're not going to be removed? Because I don't believe you. Mormons binge a lot of Mormon Stories podcasts. They aren't SNARK, but fact from a former bishop. Yeah, I like people that call out churches from where they work. Because I was never a Mormon, but all I do is I can look at it from a theological standpoint. And the fact that makes them wolf in sheep's clothing is that they claim Christ, which they shouldn't be. And now it's becoming a mainstream narrative for Mormons, though, that when someone posts something about Mormons in a social media post, you'll see the comments. Yeah, but you're not Christian. Yeah, but you're not Christian. And that's becoming the mainstream narrative. And that's right. That's true. They are a cult. If you believe what Mormons believe, I honestly, truly believe you're not going to get to heaven. I do believe that. I think that they are taking millions and millions of people down to hell. I swear to God, that's what I believe. Because they are not, they hold Joseph Smith in such high regard. That's idolatry, first of all. The angel, Moroni, idolatry. Secret handshakes, holding bishops to high regard, idolatry. Okay. Confessing to bishops and the amount of sex scandals that the church has covered up, idolatry. Like these people, it's insanity. Now, Christianity oftentimes is not better. Okay. It can be as bad, but there is still the biblical, if you believe what I believe, there's still the biblical principle that they land on. Right. So anyway, I can say that. I have not seen the Monster series yet. I haven't seen it. I'm sure you're happy. And, lots of people in Scientology are happy. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be unhappy. If you're happy inside of religion and you're doing good things, I mean, okay, cool. In the world that we live in, there's worse things. There really is. But if you are concerned about your salvation, I would venture that you should probably read the Bible yourself. Have you ever read it yourself? Right? Instead of just listening to what a bishop or a pastor has told you, have you ever actually taken some time to consider the other thing? Because I've taken some time to consider the Mormons, right? Yeah, it's Catholicism that way. In my religion, if you believe what I believe, if you believe in Jesus and who he says he is, and you truly believe in your heart, no, can't lose your salvation. Non-members can't attend temple sealing, so a lot of LDS are getting married by a bishop first outside the temple and then get sealed in the church. Look, the reason I'm so harsh on Mormons is because of what they claim. If they didn't claim Christ, to claim the KJV and all these kinds of things, if they weren't wolves in sheep's clothing, I wouldn't be so harsh on them. I'm harsh on them because they are literally leading people astray. That's dangerous territory. If you believe in Jesus and God, that stuff. If you don't, then it doesn't matter to you. It shouldn't matter to you. It doesn't. Like none of what I say, if I'm standing on this stuff, should matter to you if you don't believe it. And I get it, right? But Mormons are definitely the scummiest cult out there. Okay, Scientology, at least you can know that it's like bullshit, right? Okay, this is based on a literal novel by a science fiction writer, and you're like, okay, well that's stupid. I can't believe smart people are Scientologists. That's crazy to me too. But I haven't read it, but my husband is now replanning to attend church after a vacation. Like, I have a series on my channel. I'm going to bring it back. It's called Bible Stories of Swearing. And I'm not saying that I'm right about it, but what I do is I actually break down the stories of the Bible by myself by reading them and then telling stories in my perspective from my theology. And I call Bible Stories of Swearing because I swear a little bit. And I have questions. Like I don't leave questions answered. I leave questions unanswered because I might not ever know the answer. Like, why did Pharaoh harden Pharaoh's, or why did Pharaoh harden, or why did God harden Pharaoh's heart when we have free will? Right? There's lots of questions out there about all this stuff. I don't claim to have all the answers. Where here's we're talking about religion. Okay, fine. If you go to a church or a Mormon church or any religion that claims to have all the answers, you should probably leave, because nobody will have all the answers. They're always we are fallible human beings who cannot have the breadth of understanding of the universe. It's never going to happen. Okay, so if you've got a pastor that has an answer to every question you have, is like, well, and there are easy answers to certain things, for sure there are, but there are some times that you don't have answers, and that's also okay. And that's the problem with these churches, Mormon churches, Christian churches. They always have an answer, or they make one up, or they get a scholar to make one up, so that when you have a question, they're like, well, here's the answer. No, man, no. Yeah, you can't get into the temple unless you've been on a mission, and a mission part of it. Do you have to pay? Like, you have to raise funds to be on these missions, right? Yeah, most religions are a fear and guilt matrix, of course. Absolutely believe that. And I grew up that way too. And here's the thing, if you have a lot of questions and you are a smart person, or even if you're not a smart person, but you can read, then go read the Bible for yourself and decipher it yourself. And if it's not something that aligns with what you believe, that's okay too. You're never going to have all the answers. That's kind of the point, I think. We are meant to discover as we get older, and then maybe in the afterlife you find some answers out. Again, pastors who claim to have authority on all things are wrong. That would make them perfect. That's crazy. Yeah, they will. They use and using the word "sig" again. It's all word salad. It's all like powerful language to make people feel guilty, to tithe, basically the Mormon church is selling salvation. They're selling it with rules, with paying us money. They're selling it with secret, with society, with patriarchy. They're selling it to people, and that's crazy how much that, like, the leaders of the Mormon church are all, if hell exists, are all burning in hell right now. They are burning in hell. You do not have to pay to go to church. And a church that convinces you to tithe, because I understand churches need to survive. I get that. I understand. But churches who guilt people into tithing, they're wrong. It's not biblical. It's not biblical to tithe 10%, is what I'm saying. Now, God says give cheerfully with a giving heart, right? It says, you should be very generous with what you give and everything else. But it never says give to the building. It never says that. As a Christian, you're supposed to clothe the naked, feed the hungry, and do good things for people. You do not have to give 10% of money to a church. I don't know where we got in this rant, but you do not have to do that. That's bullshit. There's nowhere. That's Old Testament. That's Mosaic law. You don't have to do that anymore. You can tithe with your time to church. You can tithe if you want to go give your talents and abilities to a church. That should be good enough, man. You know how much it costs for me to come out and teach someone how to do a YouTube channel? Thousands of dollars. How much it costs for me to come do photos and video at an event? Thousands and thousands of dollars. Someday I will talk about my deconstruction. Yeah, for sure. Okay. You know how much it costs me to do the production thing that I do, drones, 3D scan, thousands of dollars. So when I give that to a church, that's me giving a church thousands of dollars worth of services. But a church doesn't see that as a tithe. And that's bullshit. No, I'm not sure Mormons are 15%. I'm pretty sure there's 10. This is another thing about the show. Nancy Jean, you're dead on. I never understand women who find a man who's smaller than them and is more feminine, attractive. That's the thing. All of these women's husbands are prettier than them. How did that happen? How did that happen? Yeah, that's why Scientology attracts rich actors. They basically just sell them something that I don't. So I only thing I know is the origins of Scientology. I don't know the inner workings of it, but it's crazy. Apparently, Sabrina Carpenter is a Scientologist. Damn, I like Sabrina Carpenter. Oh, I've seen American Gospel. It's amazing. If any of you guys have not seen American Gospel, go watch American Gospel. It is an incredible series. It's a film, sorry. I think there's 2 of them. Go watch them. They're really, really, really good. So anyway, the whole thing is based on the principles of Mormon wives. And I just wish they'd cut that out and just be like, here's a bunch of Utah wives who are disgusting. That's what they should call the show, because it's nothing to do with the Mormon church. And again, it's making the Mormon church look bad, which I'm for, but at the same time, it's also a lie, right? I mean, it's not going to make me like her music less. Like, I like her music. Doesn't change that her music's great. Like, again, I'm a Christian who grew up in a church and then was disenfranchised by the church. I hate the current state of the church, but I love worship music, Elevation specifically, and they're headed up by a freaking Stephen Furtick, who's a complete asshole. But the music is good, and it's like, even if it's written by a person who doesn't even mean it, the meaning of the song to me matters. Does that make sense? Yeah, Mormons are absolutely involved in MLMs, 100%. Most churches in general are like that. See, I don't know. I haven't seen any husbands yet. I haven't seen episode 2. I don't know what's going on, so I'm excited about it. The main girl in Handmaid is a Scientologist? What? Are you serious? No. And if you guys haven't seen Handmaid's Tale, go watch it. See, and we rarely talk about a typical Utah husband, right? But I think, again, I haven't watched it yet, and I think we're going to get into that. Because from my perspective, although the Mormon church is a very patriarchal, I don't know how you say that, like, setup, where the man is supposed to be like head and he can have multiple wives in the afterlife, but the women can't. I find that Mormon husbands are generally super ultra beta. Do you guys find, especially the ones that are on these social media platforms? Maybe it's just in general, family vlogger men are just betas and they let their wives do whatever they want. Maybe that's what I'm seeing. And a lot of people are like, don't let these people represent all Mormons because they're not all like that. Well, you're doing it wrong. Then why don't you start a channel then and show the non-beta Mormon dad? How about that? Because they're all wimpy losers. Like Aaron says, they're all wimpy. All the wives of the breadwinners, that's true, and they make a lot of money. Don't get it twisted. The reason that they do this and they don't mind being villains is because the villainy pays. Villainy pays big time. I think if you think about Mormons, though, I don't think that the Mormon culture has absentee fathers, right? I think if you look at what's that called? The traditional family setting, Mormons probably are one of the highest for a traditional family setting. Like, a dad is involved in their life, right? I don't think that Taylor's dad probably did a really good job, because if you look at the video on Taylor, she's just talking about how her whole life she's been promiscuous and, it wasn't compatible with the church and all this kind of stuff. And she would try to discover herself and her power. If you think all of your power lies in your vagina, ladies, I'm so sad for you, because you have brains, you're brilliant, you're smart. And we're teaching our daughters this type of stuff is absolutely the scariest thing in the world. You're teaching your daughters, if you think that that's all you have is power, as that's a commodity that you have to sell. And that is the scariest thing, especially as a dad of a daughter. Okay. It's the scariest thing. And that's what influencers do. They shake their ass on a camera and that's all they have to sell you. And they think that's all their value is. And then that's what gets transferred on to your daughter's eyes who watch the shit. That's the scariest part about influencer culture in itself. And it's like, and in the same breath, these women would be like, don't, commoditize me. So stupid. Someone wants to read the Bible. Where do you start? Genesis. Literally just read it. Read it. There's some stuff you can skip, like linealogies and stuff like that. And I'm sure if you download the Bible app, you can say Bible for beginners and it'll walk you through how to read it. Just read it. Read an easier translation if you have to, but just read it. Read it. Seriously, even if you don't believe anything about it, everybody should read it. It is a historical document, by the way. It is not made up. It isn't like authors writing fiction. It is a historical document that has been like linked to history, like 100%. If you want to like read what the Gospels say, you can start with John. The Gospels start in John. And you want to read about Jesus' life, you read the Gospels. But if you want to know what the Bible says about everything, you kind of link it all together. Okay, Jesus' life is the most important thing, I think, of the Bible, of course, because once he dies, the temple is torn, the curtain is torn, it cracks in half. The temple is, old Mosaic law is in the past. in order to, if you know how it works, Mosaic law and the before Jesus died, the way you connected with God was like you literally had to go to a temple, and you had to use a minister had to like on behalf of you, and you had to like burn incense and animals and offerings. That's how it used to be. And then when Jesus died, he bridged the gap, and then now all you have to do is in your head, in your prayer. It's completely changed because of what Jesus did. Mosaic law, whatever Jesus did superseded Mosaic law, if that makes any sense. I don't get a theology with you guys, but that's basically it. Well, you can believe that or not, but the Bible says he did. Yeah, the Bible itself can be intimidating itself all the way through. That's why I say find an easier translation like NLT, New Living Translation. There are translations that exist for people who want to read it as if it was a novel. There are other translations. You're getting the gist of it is understanding, but if you're getting into theology, then you got to it's a different world, right? Revelation will make you think differently. Okay, well, Revelation is also like, damn, that's heavy. That's why it's at the end. It's the heaviest one. Hey, Paula. Oh, Paula says hi. Say it? What? Okay. So anyway, people who watch the show are who's gonna join me for the live? I'm gonna do it. Like maybe I'll do tomorrow's video right after I finish this live here. I'll do tomorrow's video, and then I'll just put an Instagram out or whatever. I'll send a message to my patrons and stuff, and I'll send out the link and we'll watch it together. We'll watch it on Rumble, okay? Because I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. So we'll watch it. I'll just send the link. Everybody can have the link, and we'll just watch it. I think I can do that on Rumble. I don't know if I can or not. We'll try. But let's snark live on episode 2. Like, I want to keep watching it. I want to keep snarking on Shitney because she's the worst. And apparently it gets into like levels where the husbands show who they really are, and like it starts getting crazy. Like, real quick, people have seen it. What should I be looking out for? What was your major takeaway if you've seen the whole thing? Oh, this is in my hand. I have all these little miniature hands. Oh, my peanut butter. I just got them at Five Below when I went to Syracuse the other day. Oh, I heard Kira had her baby. Wait, yeah, I heard it. I'm waiting until she drops her video. Thanks, Jennifer. Appreciate it. Drop that link. Everybody go watch it. YouTube will not notify you. If you are a member. Oh, how am I going to do that? Okay. Maybe I will use YouTube. Oh, how am I going to do that? Okay. In my Instagram, I'll tell you when we're going to do it. And on my community page on YouTube, for members only, I will make a post saying, click this link. That's how you'll know. So just keep an eye on my channel. Okay. Oh, we love Kira Snark. Definitely going to do some more Kira Snark and Dr. D doesn't, of course. I'm just having so much fun with the Mormon shit. Yeah, I'll make a community post for sure. But to only the members. Yeah. We'll do a drinking game. Everybody just bring your Stanley full of whatever. And if they say something like soft swinging we should do like a bingo eventually if we continue to do this. The live will only be for members because I'll do a live stream of the video. So YouTube will strike me. So I have to give something to members. I'll try my best to upload it later on Rumble, but sorry. Yeah. Like I can't, I'll get in trouble if I make a public video. Does that make sense? Oh, I can't wait to meet the husbands either. I'm so excited. Zach is crazy, someone says. So I reach out, on Instagram, all these women, because they're like going full force and like it's in my algorithm. I see all their posts about how everybody hates it, everybody loves it, and all these women. Like, I always comment on them because it's so bad. These people for a moment of fame, like these women will all be forgotten. They're not going to live on in Hollywood and all this. They will all be forgotten, and they're all selling every bit of their dignity for it. Would you do that? I don't know. Depends on the money, I think. What? Did you see my comment about the ex-brother-in-law and sister-in-law, the bishop in Salt Lake City Temple consummated them? What? Does that make sense? What? Oh, Shitney. We love Shitney over here. We love to hate Shitney. Love it. Rumble is exactly the same as YouTube, except they don't have any. It's literally the Wild West. You can say whatever you want. They won't cancel you. Nothing like that. After watching the show, I like Taylor more than Whitney. I mean, I like everybody more than Whitney. Like Whitney's. It's so funny because I honestly think Whitney was going to be like, I'm going to be like redeemed after this. Like it's going to be redemption time. Everybody hates her so bad. They hate her. Is Botox expensive? My sister is Mormon and my parents disowned her because she's Mormon. Usually it's the other way around. Look, guys, also, if you can't afford to be a member, I don't want to like leave you out. Private message me, and if I remember it, if I see it, I'll send you the link. Some people can't afford it. We're in an economy that is shitty, and I don't like want to just take people's money. If you truly can't afford a membership, which is like $1.99, I understand. Reach out to me privately. I'll try my best to get you a link. Okay, I'm not like that. I don't want to be like hating people do that. So I'm trying my best. Like if I wasn't under the rules of YouTube, I would just do a live stream with everybody and watch it. So I just want to make sure you know that. What about the Reddit forum? Which one? Oh, I mean, you can post it on the Reddit if you want. I mean, go for it. I'm not going to do it. I have never had a pumpkin spice latte, and I'm almost like ready to go do a live stream on trying one for the first time because you hear about it. You hear about it. But no, I have never had one. Not a big fan of like pumpkin pie and stuff either, though. So I don't know. Rumble does not cost. No, it's free. Okay, if people are worried about getting notified, okay, it will be on my Instagram. Oh, I can't. Here's the thing, I can't post it to the public. That's the issue because it's going to be a public link. And if I want just my members to be a part of it, I can't post it publicly. So look on my community page on YouTube, and I will post a members only post when it comes out. And for Patreons, I'll just send everybody a message with the link. So. No, it's not like I don't like pumpkin. It's just like if I had my choice of desserts, pumpkin's like way down the list. All right. Just way down the list. My wife loves mocha frappes. Like they're expensive. It's hilarious. You know what, Plain Jane, you're right. I love hanging out with you guys in chat. I don't do it enough, and I wish I could. I wish I had more time, but like now the kids are back at school, I'll have a little bit more time and stuff. For the summer is just for family. So yeah, I like doing this. You guys are all funny. Everybody's having a good time. It's good. Cinnamon dolce latte. Never had it. Never had it. I might try that. I don't have Discord. I don't know how to use Discord. I have no idea. My mods used to have a Discord, and then I don't know what happened to it. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you. What's my biggest pet peeve? Slow walkers. If you're at the mall, okay, or like slow drivers, if you're at the mall and it's like Christmas season, okay, and people are like, we already took 40 minutes to find a parking spot. I'm already pissed, right? It's cold. I'm wet. I wore jeans for some reason, idiot. And like you're at the mall and I'm just trying to get shit done. Okay, I'm trying to shop, trying to get my shop on. And you're just dawdling around, like walking slower. You're like a whole family takes up an entire thing at the mall where you can't walk around. Oh man. Okay. F off. That's what I'm saying. Slow walkers, man. Because I'm like, let's go. Let's get the steps in, calorie burn. My wife is a slow walker. Sometimes I'm like, I'll look behind. She's like 30 stores behind me. Where are you? What's going on? Can't do it. Oh, thanks very much. Thank you. She'll love that. I'll go get her one after this. Yeah, I will push you over the railing. Okay, that's where you belong. There should be police at the mall. There should be lanes. Okay, slow, fast passing. Okay, let's do this. If you're the thing, it's not even the slowness, because some people just like to chill, and I understand that, right? Just like to they're just relaxed. But be aware of your surroundings. Don't be an a-hole and stop in the middle of traffic where people are walking. That's my biggest pet peeve. Like when I go shopping, I'm not messing around. I'm trying to get this done. People who go slow in Ontario, to where I live, like it's I don't know if it's a Canadian thing, but Canadians are generally pretty good about this. Okay, if I'm in the fast lane and you're in the fast lane and I'm coming up to you, you pull over and let me pass. It generally happens. It's pretty good about it in Ontario. But I go to the States like once a week now because I'm so close. And you don't do that in the States, yo. You don't do it. Do it more. If you're going and you see someone coming behind you in the fast lane, move over. Move over. Oh, especially at Costco or anywhere, but Costco. Okay. Don't enter the exit. Butthole, carts coming through and they're huge. Now we're on pet peeves. Now we got to keep going. Pet peeves. What else do I like? I don't like. No, I'm not going to say it. Not going to say it. Not going to say it. What are your pet peeves? Ashley, hear me out. I'm 5 foot tall and I do my best, but go fast. It's okay. If I see you're doing your best, I'm not going to hate. I'll just scooch by you. Oh, let me scooch right by you there. No problem. It's the ones I'm talking about. Okay. They got their whole family there and they're like, and they stop. Like you got this direction you're going and you're like, okay, I'm going to move this. And then they're like, damn, they just stop or they're looking at their phone. You're like, what the hell, man? It's the unaware people. It's the unawares. That's what makes me angry. If you're unaware of your surroundings, piss off. Nonstop coughing. Anybody else do this in your marriage? Like they keep coughing, like, okay, enough coughing, and they're like dying. All right, are you done coughing yet? When you wave at a neighbor and they just stare and not wave back, like, I will end you. That's so awkward, though. You ever like wave to somebody? Like, I don't know, this happened when I was young, but it's so embarrassing. Like, you think it's someone else, like, yo, bro, and you turn around, it's not them. You're like, oh, sorry, my bad. Or like someone waves in your way, and you're like, oh, hey, and then you realize they're waving to someone behind you. My wife would say the sound of chewing. She'd say that. Oh, or this. My wife would also say this. She would say that. People who talk loud in the public on speakerphone. Like, are you serious right now? Are you out of your mind? What? Are you just don't. Okay, put it to your freaking ear like everybody else. Gum smackers. When you do the dishes, but leave a sink on. That's hilarious. Oh, Casey Toxin's right. People who take more than one spot, oh, you should be put in jail for that. But slow walkers. Oh, this pisses people off, Ace. Silverware in your teeth. I can shoot tinfoil. It won't bother me at all. Traffic in the middle of the day, like, don't they work? While I'm also driving. You ever do that? You go to Costco, you're like, does anybody have a damn job? And you're there. That's hilarious. Oh, Jenny. Yes. Like, do you not smell that? Do you not? You smell like pure onions and garlic out of your armpits. Stop. Okay, but here, Whitney, hear me out. I tip. I'm a pretty generous tipper if I'm going to be served at a restaurant or a haircut. I tip generously my barber. Like a service, I'll tip generally, right? But if I'm rolling up and I'm at the counter paying for it and just picking it up, I ain't tipping. Okay, no. If I have to do all the work, I'm not tipping. And that has become unbelievable. Like I'm here, like my gas station, just getting gas. Tip option? You kidding me right now? Get wrecked. Subway does it. They have this tipping option. And I asked the guy there, I'm like, do you guys receive these tips? And he said no. So someone needs to uncover that. What are you people doing here? Oh, I don't like when people move slow either. Okay. The Canada Post is the worst in all of the world for like postal services. And they take forever to ship one thing. A guy rolls up with a box, it's like 10 minutes. It's crazy because it's a crown corporation and they don't care. And then they'll strike up a convo. Like there's 40 people back here, Joyce. Ship the package and move on. Oh. And then I found out yesterday, I'm trying to return a bed because I ordered 2 by accident on Amazon. I can only ship it back if I pay for it. And nobody will take a package over 65 pounds. I cannot ship a package over 65. Nope, can't do it. And I drove 40 minutes. Yeah, people who are rude to service workers are just gross. Gross. People who go off on a tangent telling personal stories or ask unnecessary questions in meetings that are almost over or in class. Like, shut your effing pie hole. We're trying to get out of here, loser. Don't you dare ask another question. I'll break your legs. Here's one. Jen asks, what's a pet peeve you all have of your spouse? This is a good live chat. I agree. Kyla, when people use the fly machine at the gym for 20 minutes, get wrecked. I will at the gym. I don't go to the gym anymore because I have a gym at home now, but I used to do this. I'd be like, hey, can I just, you're not going to sit there with your ball sweat on the seat for 20 minutes, are you? Can I just get in on my set and you can just change? If they're nice, you just be like, you're done. I'll do my set. It's easy to swap the friggin' thing quickly on a fly machine, okay? Like if you're nice, people should be like, yeah, let's do this. But some people don't, and it's crazy. Farmer blows in the sink. Well, the shower's fine. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, Angela, you can gift memberships. I don't know if you can pick the person that they gift it to, but you can gift them and it just gives them to random people. When he swats flies and leaves. That's awesome. Mouth breathers, dirty clothes on the floor. When my husband farts while I'm eating. That's awesome. Look at all the ones rolling in now. I got to say this about all the pet peeves about our spouses, though. Like, be real. It's sort of endearing. Okay. Like, if they were gone, you're going to miss that. Like, put that in perspective. I saw a video. I don't know who did it. One day, a lady's like, I keep picking up my husband's clothes and this and that. And her husband, like, died young. And then she walked in the room and there was no pile of clothes on the floor and there was no, this or that. I'm not saying that but just saying. Sometimes it's endearing. Certain things. Not farting while you're eating, though. I don't think anybody's going to miss that. His actions in my dreams. I woke up so mad at him many times. He's just confused. That's so crazy. Yeah, this is true. Like, when your kids grow to the creations and playtime, you're gonna miss that. Oh, Boom Boom, what are you doing? There's Boom Boom. Using all the kitchen utensils. Sir, I have to do the dishes. You don't have to. Make him do the dishes. Oh, This one. Wifey does this. Not only does she forget to turn it off, but maybe it needs to be on, but sometimes she'll like snooze it, then go to the bathroom. Oh, or like have a shower. And I'm like, and then the alarm goes off, and I'm like, you dirty rat. Now I have to reach over to your side and throw the phone out the window. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Yeah, this is a good point. I remember crying when my husband was deployed because I didn't trip over his boots. Yeah. Hmm. Well, I got them each a bed now. I don't know if you could see that. So I got Gus. Well, I got the new bed for June, but Gus took it. So June has the old bed because she destroyed it. She eats all the fluff out of things. Hey, boom, boom. And Gus, he always takes the toys, and if I give it to her, he'll like get up and take it. It won't matter. Good boy. Good boys. Let's do kids. When they ask you a question when you're drying your hair in the shower and they'll never hear them and they have audacity. Okay, here's my biggest pet peeve of marriage. Anybody, because I'm a loud person or maybe I'm hard of hearing, whatever, is when my wife is literally like, I don't know, on the other side of the house and she's like, hey, and she speaks as if I'm right next to her. Like I can hear that, like I have Superman hearing. And they're like, what? And then she says it like 1 decibel louder. Like I could hear that either. Okay. I can't hear you. Say it, yell it, please. I'll put the live, like members can watch it. If you're a member, you'll be able to watch it. But I'll try to put on Rumble after. What did you say? I didn't hear anything you said. And why are you speaking? You're 30 kilometers away. I'm pretty sure my wife's just at work. Sometimes she's just, hey, no. You didn't hear me when I said that? No, you were at work. Yeah. Honestly, you guys don't get your hearing checked regularly. Do it. It's important. I get my hearing checked regularly because I was in a band and I was like doing live music for so many years and it did degrade my ears. I get my ears checked all the time. I have custom molded in-ear headphones for my ears. Are they here? Because of like, because musicians should have them. I don't know where they are, upstairs maybe. But yeah. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, go watch my Rumble video before we get into episode 2 today. Here's a pet peeve. When you're talking to somebody and they're like long-winded and you say, yeah, weird, or you're like, you're giving them the social cues or the verbal cues that you're done with this conversation. You're like, you're trying to get away, right? And they just won't effing shut up. Or like older people. Here's a pet peeve with older people. Like, for some reason, I ask this and I don't know why I do. I'm trying to be nice or something. And they're like, I'm trying to be like, I'm going here, where do you know where this is? And I could just type it in my GPS and go there. But they'll be like, or I didn't ask for directions and they give you directions. And you're like, I know, I'm just going to type it in my GPS, but you can't say that because that's rude. And they'll give you the directions for 10 minutes. And I'm like, I'm not listening to this. I'm hearing it, but I'm not listening to it because as soon as I get in my car, I'm going to put it in the GPS. Okay. That's how. Rumble is just, it's like YouTube, same thing. Jenna's elite, okay? She doesn't have crusted ketchup on the top of her balls. Yeah, you're on your third. Oh, wow. And they still don't get it. Like, do you not understand verb? Like, who are your parents? Who raised you? An animal? Yeah, dry begging by social media influencers. I hear you. Maria, when people don't put a trash bag liner in after they take it out and just throw the garbage. Something tells me Maria's talking about a specific person here when she says people. Dang, crazy, man. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm going to punch you in the throat if you keep talking. Yes, true. See? All right, guys, I got to shut her down. It's been an hour and 15. I got to get tomorrow's video done. Then I got to get ready for the live stream. So if you're going to be there, look for my community post later today. We're going to watch together. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be great. And if not today, for sure, like if I have something, I'm not sure if I have something, but I'll try my best. We're going to do it together regardless. It's going to be members only. We'll watch all the episodes. How about that? Cool. Thanks for being here. Thanks for letting me do a live instead of uploading a video. I appreciate it. I like having conversations with people. It was really fun. You guys are amazing, incredible, and valuable. Don't you forget it. Okay, someone has a crush on you. And I'll see you when I see you.